Hey YouTube, this is BloodMoon coming to you today to add another topic of discussion. I made a series of videos and this is the third. That's why you're seeing me in the same outfit. We're going to talk about the blood moons. Ooh. I know every time I look up the blood moons, it's a lot of biblical stuff attached to it, and I guess it's very reminiscent of the times that we're in. A lot of people think it's the apocalypse, and I really feel it's actually the opposite. I think it's the beginning of a time, and for some, it might be the end of their regime, and they really feel a certain way, and they have a legitimacy to feel the fear because it's the end of their time, and it's the beginning of another's. And it could be the beginning of everybody's if you think about that. Anyway, so we have the blood moons come in, okay? So the last of the blood moons with the quadrad, we have four, also comes in another Jewish holiday. And I think it's kind of interesting that all of them are happening on those particular holidays. And the last one is, I think, September the 28th. And I also think it's interesting the coming on the blood moon's coming on a Jewish holiday, but the Pope is coming to the States, which is odd. A lot of weird things going on. What I denote to what is occurring. Also, okay, obviously, 2015 is an awakening. We're entering the age of Aquarius, which we're left the age of Pisces, and Pisces has to do with I believe, which belief systems can be switched and finagled however the society feels based on cliquism or fads or religious doctrines or religious sectors taking over a particular part of society. It can be shifted. So Piscean age is just all the age of belief. Now we're going into the age of knowing. And that's where you're seeing everything coming out. And it's interesting that right now I'm seeing a lot of shifts in my personal world, right before September the 28th, I believe. Yes, I believe it's going to happen on September the 28th. And what I'm seeing is that if you want to equate it to something religious, I'm seeing the disagreeable Elohim and the agreeable Elohim choosing their sides and siding with those of likenesses. So what am I saying? The disagreeable Elohims are the ones who are more narcissistic, and if you want to equate it to the factions, you would equate the disagreeable Elohim with the Enlil side of the Anunnaki. Those are the ones who had no love for humanity, were just here to feed and parasite and to vampire over the society and just to raise the herd just for their own gain and living a very narcissistic, very materialistic regime. That is the disagreeables. The agreeable Elohim, if you want to equate it to the ET side, would be the Enki side, which is the compassionate side, the more holistic faction, the one who has all stake in society, in their benefit of society, who is more nature-based and respectful to all facets of life, no matter what nationality, color, religious, and a creed, what species. Enki, the agreeables is within the realm of functionality of all life, sentient life on this planet, cohesively and happily and healthfully. Okay, that's the agreeables. But what you're starting to see now, before the last blood moon, you're starting to see people switch sides. I didn't think it was, I heard somebody say that was going to happen, but I'm actually seeing it. I'm seeing people who are usually, especially with me, who may have still been parlaying with people who are, I'm unagreeable for the most part. I love the planet, and I'm here for the upliftment for Mother Earth and for my soul and myself and my kin and for all life. I am an animal lover, an advocate for all pro-life, no matter what it is. And I consider myself to be a agreeable Elohim. But I knew, obviously in this world, I know many. I know agreeables and I know disagreeables. But even when I was parlaying with disagreeables, I found like what kind of brought us together was breaking apart. And I kind of felt like I was being pulled away from that negative Elohim, the disagreeables, and they were being pulled away from me so they can hang with others like them, very much like them, and myself. And for the more for the agreeable Elohim, for the more positive people, more holistic people, I find that we're coming together more. We're finding each other, and we're kikiing with each other, and we're staying on that side. No longer do I feel it. I don't even. I kind of just feel happier in my own world. Obviously, it's an agreeable, so it would be agreeable to me, right? So anyway, I noticed that before the next blood moon is that sides have to be chosen. There's no more balancing on the fence. You going to choose a side. If you are not for the planet, you're against the planet, and you are going to fall on the side of that. So right before. Now, what do I think is going to happen on by the fourth blood moon? I think it's happening right now. I think it's just a shift. I think it's a shift. Everyone going on either side, choosing it and manifesting their environment based on their consciousness at the time that the last blood moon happens. And I personally think what's going to happen is that we're going to see the original Jews, the original 12 tribes of the Hebrews, and the Hebrews were already residing here. I don't want to go into that because it's some sort of religious thing, and I don't really think it's religious. I think it's 12 tribes of souls that were distributed amongst the planet, and I think only way that the final switch, Poleshift, can occur is if the original tribes go back to, are allowed back into the city of Zion, which I believe is located in Israel. And I've always wanted to go to Israel, actually. Big up to all my Israeli friends and Palestinian friends. I have both. And Israel is a beautiful country. It really is. But it shouldn't have been given and taken in the way that it was. I think it's for everyone. And I think what's going to end up happening is there's going to be a stand there. Something is going to be switched over in Israel. We're going to see something, whether it's going to be, because obviously you see the Israeli, the ones that are, the Zionists, so-called, treating the original Jews, who were actually, Sephardic Jews that are not mixed, very heinously there. The Ethiopians that are there are being treated disgustingly by those who were kicked out of, who dealt with hell in Germany, treating other people like garbage, And, oh, my alarm. Sorry, hold on. Okay, so I think there's going to be a switch over there. I think something's going to happen. I don't know, good or bad, but I think it's going to be a switch. I think the original Jews have to go back, be allotted back into to Zion. However that happens, I'm not sure how. This is my personal feeling. So I think the pole shift is happening now. I think all of us are being told to put our line in the sand and stick to whatever it is we decided to do soul-wise. So if you decided to be a negative mofo, you're going to ride that out right now. If you decided to be a positive soul, then you're going to ride that out right now. And I think you can't waver. So the wavering's over. So some of us on the, on the other side feel it. And it's, you have to release people with love, and you have to start to cleanse yourself. Also, the frequencies are rising really quickly. And for those who are getting their abilities reactivated, and when I say abilities, a lot of us had abilities that were shut off until we reached a certain level of consciousness, and those abilities are coming back, whether it be telekinesis, telepathy, which is part of the same thing. It's just more enhanced versions of itself. It's a manifestation of different facets of itself. Some people, Mr. Corey's, he's getting his Magneto abilities. He's able to alter the magnetic field around him, and it mixes with the power. And this is real. Some of us have heightened sense of pheromones. I won't tell you who that is. Each person has it. Watch the 4400. I should have said that on my other video. That's a great show to watch. A lot of people, heroes. A lot of people's abilities are being enhanced based on their consciousness. You're only going to have access to those abilities based on your consciousness. As soon as it rises up, some of those abilities are released. And they're released properly. Because if you were crazy, you shouldn't have certain abilities. You shouldn't be because it would be a problem. We already have problems with people who are just doing occult stuff, who really don't have those abilities. But for those who do, if their consciousness is not correct and not at that certain point, they, be madness. So it's appropriate to how your consciousness is. So as your consciousness rises, certain abilities will be released. Certain codons will be opened, and you will have access to certain abilities. Most of us have the empathic ability anyway. Like, you ever walk in a room, you could just feel like that person, you could feel if they were sad, or you could feel if they were mad, or you feel like if they liked you, if they didn't. That's a form of the empathic abilities. It heightens, and that's where you'll see some of the people who are really, really awake and aware. They don't like going out in public because they can't get overwhelmed. They haven't learned to harness their abilities yet, or ground it so that they're not overwhelmed when they're around a whole lot of people feeling all these emotions. They don't know what it is, and they just feel like they just want to be alone. You have people who speak to animals or trees. I have a relationship with the trees, and I think I've told you that before. And I've had that from youth, though, with all life, but the trees especially. I can feel their emotions, and we communicate with one another. And but it's really hard for me when I see people murdering trees, because I feel so much pain when I see that, and it really bothers me for a while. It's hard for me to get that out of me anyway. So now, people, the fourth blood moon is coming. I'm telling you to prepare yourself. Prepare yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually. I'm being called to meditate. I just want to dance, eat mangoes, and just have fun, and, talk about ETs and stuff. But I really have to do work for myself. And it's not work. It's I have to really keep within the times. And I'm motivated to meditate more. I'm motivated to go within more. I'm motivated to externally rid myself of any people, place, or things that is not healthy for the type of person that I'm choosing to be, or what I'm, expressing. So it's happening with everyone. And I'm noticing also a lot of people dying, young people dying. Anybody who was doing, like back in the days, I used to see crackheads, old, young, it's the 80s, when crack first came out and the CIA brought it to the hood. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I used to see crackheads live halfway alive, lying on the ground and be fine. And then I'd see crackheads recover and be normal people later on. It's weird. But it's not happening now. I'm seeing people who are just alcoholics just dying. I think within the last 5 years, I've seen more people young die than I've ever in my life, for just weird reasons. If you've done any drugs or you're doing alcoholism, it's almost like you can't get away with it anymore. You're going to have a consequence. And sometimes it's death. I see people dying. I saw, my old boyfriend who was, he was actually on YouTube, Q Wilder. Big up to Q Wilder. That was the love of my life, really. We grew up together, and he was into bikes and stuff. Just very much on my level. And when I left, a year later, he died, some freak accident, hanging with a demon. You gotta be careful with those demons. Hanging with a demon, he's a cyclist, and the demon, made it so that, playing around, horsing around downtown, and he died. Big guy too, 6'7", beautiful, great human being, loving person. Passed away over some, BS, but it was his time to go. But I'm just saying, I'm seeing that. I saw a young lady who, a friend of mine, whose daughter was engaged in drugs. She was pregnant, and she went brain dead. They kept her alive long enough to take the baby out, and she's dead. Who else? I saw another young man, he was a newer father, messing with drugs. And it's weird because what kind of drugs are they doing now? It's way different. I think the demons are killing them. How I feel about walk-ins and stuff. The demons are doing something's up with that. He just was found in his house dead. I mean, it's just odd things. Yes, drugs, but I'm saying I saw people do drugs back in the days. Now people just off. You're hearing celebrities, like people being found in their apartment dead. The girl from that dance show I watched, what is it called? I love it too because they're dancing. I forgot. Well, anyway, it was the evil one on the show with the light eyes. She was a competitor of the other melanated girl. They were dancing, and she got killed by her boyfriend. He killed himself. Like odd stuff. And they were connected to what is his name? Merriweather? Yeah, he's a demon. If you're watching this, yes, you are. Or you're invoked by them. Either way. Yeah, a lot of people are passing away. Since I've moved here, people just dying. It's just odd, either odd or just like freakish kind of things. And you have to be mindful. This fourth and goal for y'all sports people. Fourth and goal. That's it. Fourth and goal. And 4, the quadride is coming up. Get yourself together. we can't play anymore. This is not that kind of thing. If you're going to be dirty, be totally dirty. If you're going to be good, be totally good. It's no more wavering. You know, you're choosing the side of light or dark. And dark is not what you think of it. Because I'm probably on the side of dark. Light might not be what you think. Light is probably the depreciation and the absence of truth. Dark is the incorporation of everything, all spectrums of light, which is all truth. Get it right. Anyway, so with the 4th quadrad blood moon, I'm predicting that more deaths will occur, especially right prior. A lot of more illumination of madness in the world that was already existing that will come out, like people coming out, you know, saying they, you know, like the dude playing basketball saying he's a ballroom dancer on weekends. I mean, I just like that. And I think it's something major's gonna happen right before or on the blood moon. Just a shift that totally like throws us off, and I'm cool with that. Because if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and you're living with integrity, everything has to pass you by. Okay, this is the age of truth. Live in your truth. If you wanna, if you you know, if you're a vegan and you wanna eat meat but you're still promoting yourself, go eat meat. Be yourself. Enjoy. Just be conscious about it. You know, I always say if you want to do something, be conscious about it. It's that time. So let's get it together, people. You know, we're doing the fast August, the beginning of August. It's going to be for 40 days. So we can go into September strong, free with some integrity and some cleanse. So let's see what happens. I'll keep you updated right before. Matter of fact, on the day, we should probably make a video and talk about it. I mean, you know, I don't think dates are important, but I think time, the skew of time, the time makes the difference. You know, the time frame where things occur, like in that niche. You know what I mean? So let's see what happens, people. So anyway, I made 3 videos. Okay, be nice. Like I always tell you, everyone's been pretty decent. I put things on people. My ancestors come here and get the bad ones. So if any of you bad people come on here saying nasty words and nasty terms or harassing my YouTubers or talking about my boobs, I mean, listen, I try to keep them out. I want to be free. I want to keep it real, okay? I'm busty. It is what it is. But I'm talking about a really relevant topic. So if this is all you can be concerned about, I think your level of consciousness needs to be rectified. You know, you need to do something with that. Meditate or get a girlfriend or, you know, start juicing, you know, because there's a lot of girls with a lot of bust. I'm just one of many, you know. There's nothing special over here. I'm very special, but, you know, I'm just saying there's a lot of women with big boobs, bigger than mine, okay? So if that's the only thing you can have a conversation for, you may have some issues. But anyway, I think it's the last video I'll make for a while. I'm going to do the fasting video, and you know how I go when I can't have my coffee. Yeah, I drink coffee. So I may not be a happy camper for the first 3 days of that video, but I'll keep it real. Anyway, I love you. This is BloodMoon. Be nice, and we'll chat another time. And I'll read your comments, okay? And, oh, shout out to Papa Doc. And there's another couple of people there. Papa Doc is the contactee. Oh, I should make another video on contactee, but I'm tired. So anyway, I'm done. Peace out, and I love you. BloodMoon.